Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry that I was not able to get this up yesterday, so this is going to be the final draft day that will be due tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then I'm going to have a fun activity for you guys to work on either Friday or over the weekend. It's not very long. It is a Desmos activity that Mr. Darrow came up with. So here are the problems that I wanted to give you some hints on. Now, I would not expect you to come up with every single answer here. These are just sample answers that I got from your classmates, just to give you an idea of what a fixed quantity, a varying quantity is, and the relationship between the two. So if you are standing at a pool and you're filling it with a hose, things that stay the same are the size of the pool. You're not going to go to a different pool. The pool is going to stay the same. The length of the hose is not going to change because you are dealing with that hose that you're filling the water with. The amount of water that the pool can hold, since the size of the pool is going to stay the same, that's not going to change as well. And it must be a cylindrical shape because it did say cylindrical pool. So again, if you just got like size of the pool and that's it, that's totally fine. So then moving over here to varying quantities. So somebody wrote the rate at which the pool is being filled. So like the speed of the running water can be adjusted by the pressure. So how fast the water comes out of the hose is something that's varying. Okay. So then somebody wrote that as the speed of the hose increases, the speed of the water coming out of the hose, the amount of time it takes to fill the cylindrical pool with water decreases. So it becomes faster to fill it up. And as the water slows down, the speed of the hose decreases. The amount of time that it takes to fill the pool with water is going to increase. So that is how the relationship of the size of the pool and the rate of the water is getting the relationship between the two. So I'm going to leave the second one, which we call D. I'm going to leave that one for you to see if you need to adjust it based upon what we talked about with A. And then looking at the second page, I talked about the Ferris wheel. And I noticed that some of you were talking about stops that it made, picking people up. And I love that idea because you were thinking really hard about it. But this one is just talking about the Ferris wheel rotating round and round. It's not talking about stopping and picking people up. And so things that are fixed quantities that you guys came up with, and again, I wouldn't expect you to come up with every single one of these. I just tried to write down original ideas. So the amount of carts on the Ferris wheel is rotating, and it's a 360-degree rotation. The size of the Ferris wheel is going to stay the same because it's that Ferris wheel that's turning round and round. And then the maximum heights and the minimum heights of the Ferris wheel are going to stay the same because we're talking about the same Ferris wheel throughout the problem. So things that can vary would be the speed in which the Ferris wheel moves. How fast are you going to rotate it or how slow you're going to rotate it? How many times the Ferris wheel goes round and round? Maybe the weight of the Ferris wheel could affect how fast it goes around. And depending on how many people you have in the Ferris wheel could change the weight. And the length of time it takes to do a rotation. So that's kind of related to the speed of the Ferris wheel rotating. So some of the relationships that people came up with is the rate at which the Ferris wheel spins around determines the time at which it has spun the specific number of times. The faster the speed, the less time it's spent spinning, in case there's a particular number of times that it's spinning round. And then based on the size of the Ferris wheel, the length of how long it takes the Ferris wheel to make it around may change depending on the amount of stops and the speed of the rotation. So again, we would take out the idea of the amount of stops, but the speed of the rotation, the faster it goes, the quicker it will get around, and the slower it goes, the slower it will go around. So again, these are the two questions that I just wanted to give you an idea about fixed versus varying and how they relate to each other. So I would like you to take a look at your paper, review the two questions I gave you sample answers on, and then review the two questions that I didn't and decide, do you really have fixed quantities in the right column and the varying quantities in the correct column, and did you relate them to each other in that third column? So I hope everybody's well. I love you all, and I miss you dearly.